First News Saturday continues now, and we are talking the hobby of amateur radio, also known as ham radio. Many of you have heard of it, but do you really know what it is and what it's all about? We're finding out this morning from Jim Boyer. He's stopping here on his way to the Hamfest. In fact, he was out there early this morning setting up because he's the chairman of the event. It's going on this weekend at the Coliseum. Thanks for squeezing us in. What I want to first ask you is, for those of us not familiar with ham radio, how can you explain it?
Well, it's a licensed system. It's called the Amateur Radio Service. It was established back in 1912, even before the FCC. They were established a couple of years later. It's called amateur because we're voluntary and we're not paid. We're still just as professional as any other group. So.
And you do a lot of, I know you obviously can communicate with other people locally, across the country, even around the world, but it's more than just talking and meeting people, although that's an important aspect of it. You also serve as a communicator during times of emergency. We know in the weather department, a lot of times we get reports from the different amateur radio operators in the field. Can you talk more about those roles during times of emergency, stories you've had, experiences there?
Yes, we have memorandums of understanding with a lot of the local agencies. The American Red Cross, for example, Skywarn, as you're talking about. We have weather spotters that go out looking for weather.
Right.
Well, Salvation Army. Matter of fact, most of the agencies who require communications, we're set up with agreements with them. We're also down through the Department of Homeland Security. We provide, if we actually have a declared federal emergency, we provide communications there too.
Can we talk more about what's going on at Hamfest? Is it something, if someone is not really involved in the hobby right now, can they drop on by and get involved? Will they feel like they fit in there?
Yes, it's a perfect opportunity for that. We are the state convention for what's called the ARRL. That's the National Organization for Amateur Radio Operators. And we have 4 representatives from that organization here at the Hamfest. And they're a perfect group to talk with about getting involved in radio. We also have licensing. We are providing service for tests this morning. So if you wanted to get a license, you could.
Admission's pretty inexpensive too, right?
Yes, it's $6 to get into the Hamfest, but you don't have to go into the Hamfest to get a license. You can go over, and it's $14, I think, to apply for a license.
All right. Thank you very much, Jim, for stopping by. Have a good weekend out there. And there's more information about Hamfest on the Wayne TV homepage, wayne.com. And up next, we'll offer some options for you to get out of the house today as we share what's going on around the community.